What's going on, guys? Noah just checking in. Today I want to talk about my 3 greatest character defects. A really wise person once said that a sign of adulthood, a sign of maturity and growth, is being able to be effectively introspective. Willing to look at yourself, who you are, why you are the way you are, how you affect others, how you affect yourself. Personal development, stuff like that. Something that's really tough for younger people, not impossible though. And I'm 28 years old, and I feel like it's really more time now than ever to grow up and to identify the things in myself that I like, what I like about myself, what I don't like about myself, and what I'm willing to change. And one thing I'm really learning is very closely connected and tied to happiness and serenity, peace of mind, all things that have been very elusive, very hard to hold on to and or even understand, is being humble and being willing, right? So I want to talk about my 3 character defects that are the most on my mind because I'm at a place in my life where I am actively working on them and pursuing them, and I just feel like it'd be a really cathartic experience to just share them with you and maybe help you feel comfortable to share with me some of your character defects and what you're willing to do about them and how they affect you, or maybe if you're not willing to do anything. I'm working with someone who is helping me dig into these things, and he wanted me to choose, you can call him like a counselor of sorts, and he wanted me to choose my 3 character defects I was willing to work on right now. And what we came up with, the 3 things, and there are more than 3, by the way. Everyone has just a bazillion character defects, but some affect you more than others, right? And so gluttony right now is the number 1 character defect that I deal with, I struggle with. Nothing exceeds like excess. I was that guy that, for drinking, if there was a 6-pack, I'd be frustrated that there wasn't a 12-pack, or if someone showed up with a 12-pack, I'd say, fuck, that won't be enough, we're gonna need an 18-pack. Nothing was ever enough. And then when I got sober, and I've been trying to get sober on and off since I was a kid, but I wasn't identifying root causes or doing as was suggested, so I kept relapsing. But as pertains to my more immediate life, my gluttony really comes out in eating. I feel like I've always struggled with overindulgence. Always, always, always. And I'm no longer willing to accept that about myself. I accept that it's an issue, but I don't accept that that's just the way I am. One thing I don't ever want to do is be one of those guys that's just like, yeah, I drink too much. That's just the way I am. I heard someone once say we all have a hole, and we have to try to fill it in either positive ways or negative ways. Some people fill it with food. Some people fill it with drugs and alcohol. Some people fill it with exercise. I'm finally willing to surrender and be like, I have to do something different. I have to learn something different about myself. The other one is honesty. Now, I think some people, if they watch this channel, they know me, like, no, you seem like a really honest person. And I think I am. But the type of honesty I struggle with is more white lies, inconsequential, unnecessary half-truths, and or omitting. I find myself sometimes lying when the truth would serve me just as well. But I don't know why, but I do know that like, if you guys believe in soul sickness, it makes me feel bad about myself, I'd have a history of doing this since I was a little kid. And it's something that I'm no longer willing to accept about myself, that I just tell little lies or little half-truths or exaggerate things. I really want to work on it because I don't like that about myself. I don't like that. And I don't like that lying is so second nature to me. The truth is in the details, I feel like, and sometimes my details get skewed. And the third one that we're working on right now is over-dependency. Co-dependency is sort of part of my family, and trying to identify where I fit into that has been interesting. Something I didn't really understand when I was younger, but the older I get, I see it. And I have sort of grown into a man that has become over-dependent on others. And so sometimes I allow people to do for me what I absolutely could do for myself, should do for myself, but out of sheer laziness and sheer habit, I just let other people do things for me and take care of things, and I just let that be that. I feel like where that comes out most is my parents and my fiance Jessie. I feel like sometimes I, in my head, process being taken care of and cared for. I feel like, I'm just letting them take care of me. It makes them feel good, but really, I feel like sometimes I'm just preferring not to have to take care of myself, So Jessie will pick up after me, my fiance, when she really shouldn't, or she will have to remind me to do things when she really shouldn't have to, or Like, I'm not very good with money. I've never been very good with money. And that's another character defect I want to work on, because I don't want to just not be good with money, and that's the way I am. I want to grow up. I want to learn. But Jessie will just take on all the bills. I mean, I pay for everything. That I need to pay for, but she's in charge of it, Or people will like tell me, hey, don't forget you have this going on. And Jessie will be like, I'll be like, just tell Jessie, she'll remind me. Not willing to take responsibility for my own goddamn life in a lot of respects. And my parents, I end up accidentally taking advantage of them, and I don't mean to, and I don't want to, and a lot of it is just an unwillingness to be my own person and my own man and grow up. So those are my 3 biggest character defects, and I don't want to hate on myself, and I don't want to act like I don't have good qualities or like I haven't done a ton of growing, but I can't stop here. And if I'm ever gonna, live the dream of just living in gratitude on a day-by-day basis and experiencing life in a generally positive way, I have to continue to grow, and I have to be willing to continue to work on these things. I'm really glad, like I said, it's been cathartic. I'm really glad I could just get that off my chest. Forgive me if I was a bit repetitive, and thank you for your time. Please, in the comments below, if you're down, what are some of your greatest character defects, and are you willing to work on them? Is that something that's important to you like it's important to me? I think I'm learning more and more that there are a number of ways to work on mood disorders and depression and irritability and stuff like that. It's not just a pill. It's not just going to, it's not just a therapy. It's this sort of thing. It's character building. It's changing old behaviors. It's a lot of things is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like this is part of it. These are the part of things that can lead to peace of mind that we also so desperately want, Anyway, taking care of yourself. Thanks for your time today, guys.